Hello all, this is Dswank, and I am once again in Space Engineers, and what I'm showing off today are the runners for the fleet that I have been putting together. Now, the runners are the support ships. They're the small-scale support ships, cargo transports, grinders, welders, things like that. And I've got the two finished except for paint. I haven't figured out where exactly I'm going to paint them and how. But I've got two ships here, and then a couple of variants that I was working on pre-mod installation. So I'm going to talk about the finished, then come over talk about the variants and which ones I dislike. Actually, I'm going to talk about this one real quick. I don't like it. I thought, oh, let's try what a gunship version would look like, and I don't like it. So it's going away. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, this one is what that one looked like before with grinders versus welders. Okay, that was easy. Now, this is the welding runner. That's what I'm calling it. That's the grinding runner. What this one... Well, obviously, this one has heavy influences from the Babylon 5 Star Fury, which, nothing wrong with that. Has quite a few reactors on it, and welders. It's got a docking port, or not docking port, but, well, docking port down here, and two landing gear and one landing gear in the front. But what's the big thing with this is Sage's new industrial cockpit, where you can look around and see all sorts of things. And as soon as I saw his video showing off this cockpit, this entire vessel, the whole thing just went sproing in my mind, and I had to build it. So I went ahead and built that instead of putting lights in the frigate like I said I would, because I'm still exhausted and I find that tedious where this was fun. And I don't feel like doing tedious things when I am exhausted, because I get frustrated, and that's not fun. Now, the other ship I have here is the cargo runner. And yes, it does look quite a bit like the Kushan cargo RU ship gatherer from Homeworld. And that's not a bad thing. It's got quite a bit of variation. One, it's smaller. Two, it drops off resources here instead of through the bottom. But one of the big things about it is that it's extremely maneuverable and fairly accelerates fairly quickly. So let's bring that up so we can see. And whee! It doesn't stop particularly well, but, well, actually, yeah, it does. But the big thing with it is that I had to make it condensed. And my first design had a huge amount of wasted space in it. Just the concept of wasted space, not the YouTube personality. It wasn't based on any of his designs. But anyway, this is kind of what I came up with. It's fairly industrial looking. The cargo containers being open, no big deal, because this is not supposed to operate where combat occurs. It's going to be relocating resources and things like that. And I like it. I think it's really nice looking. Now, back over here, I had a demonstration set up with the cargo container and the welding ship. Now, as you can see, the welding ship is able to also dock with things. So, it's able to move large things that don't have power, if it's able to stop it or catch up to it, and it's able to grab things and move them, which is something I really wanted from that design, and I really like it. Now, one of the things with this ship, you'll notice it has two large thrusters on the back. Well, it's not particularly quick stopping, it has more stopping power with those off. However, when you turn it on, it flies like crazy, but doesn't stop particularly well. And that's, for moving around, that's really good. But when you're trying to get in and do fine welding work, having that much power on you can be somewhat of a problem. So if you turn them off, you're more maneuverable. You stop quicker than you accelerate forward. And you're able to do all sorts of welding work as needed. And that was the whole purpose of the design, is to be able to fly around quick with the big thrusters, get to where they need to go, stop moving, yay, I almost stopped moving, turn the big thrusters off, and voila, you're there and you are moving around. And I love the look out of this cockpit. It's pretty unobtrusive. You've got your welders down there, you can get a good view, but most of the ship is right behind the cockpit, so you've got a very nice view. But most of the engines and stuff over there, you can look out and see the pod, so you know if you're going to ram into anything or not. And I like it. I like it quite a bit. The only thing I think they both need that I don't have on them is a remote control block. I like all small ships having remote control blocks, but yeah, I haven't figured out where a good place to put them would be. This one doesn't have much armor on it, because the armor was pretty much used to make sure everything stayed attached. It's very simple, and I wanted this industrial feel that you got from looking at all the pieces, all the interior pieces showing, and I like that. But yeah, these two are going to be part of my fleet tender, and they won't be up on the workshop until I put the fleet tender together, but they're going to be, they'll be up after that. So, and actually I'll probably release them and a grinder variant. Now, something that I have on the grinder and the welder that I'll talk about briefly is look at it does nothing mechanically, but I think having one vertical and one horizontal makes this look significantly better. It looks a lot cooler to me, and I like it. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this quick little view at the runners that I'm building. I've got a couple more that I want to put together. One is going to be based on this, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to put it together. It's going to have another mod involved in it, but it's going to be, or maybe it's going to be a large ship. May have to be a large ship with a very small large ship, but it's going to be a people transporter, is the idea. Kind of a space bus. And so you actually a true shuttle. So it may be this with cord out somewhat and have a door up front. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's something I'm working on. But these are the two main hull types. I'm pretty sure this one's just going to be cord out for the people transport. But anyway, enough of me rambling. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit like, subscribe. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of these things, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.